In the last video, you saw how we could build up an arrangement, and then you saw how you could trigger these clips with the scenes and have a sequence of clips that play back. It's quite basic, but you took a listen here. But more importantly, now let's see how we can take these clips and then record them to the timeline. So you can think of the clip launcher as a sort of experimental and creative tool where you can test out ideas in a looping fashion, but then you can take those ideas and have a more concrete song structure by recording them to the timeline. So let's see how this is done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit record, and then I'm going to play back. And as we trigger scenes and clips, you're going to see how it's going to record them to the timeline. So just to get a better view, let's just remove that browser. And I just want to make sure there's no metronome. I don't want to hear the metronome. And we can just expand this so that we can see all the scenes. There we go. And now this is what we're going to do. I'm going to record and start playback. And then we're going to launch the scene. Now scene 2. And now scene 3. And then scene 4. Now I'm going to leave this playing for quite a bit. Have another pass. Now scene 5. Have another pass. And then scene 6. And then scene 7. Then stop it. So, okay, so I stopped that a bit abruptly, but that gives you an idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that across, and then we're going to zoom out, and you can see everything is grayed because I need to now switch back playback to the arranger. And there we go. So now, as you can see, there is what we recorded. It started off with the top loop, then scene 2 triggered the kick and the top loop. Scene 3, if you just navigate over here, was the synth and the top loop. You can see that here. And then scene 4 and 5 were all the tracks that we have in our scenes. And then scene 6 cuts out the top loop. And then you left off with scene 7, where it just ends off with the synth. Also, if I just bring this up, you can see how the gain has been applied to each clip. So there was the clip where the gain has been reduced by 6 dB. There's the 0 dB gain level on those, and then that one drops out. So we got quite a lot of control by just using some clips and some functions within the arranger clip properties, and then using the scenes to trigger a clip to build up an arrangement. And you can always go in and make some changes. Maybe you want to drag this around afterwards and move it around. You got that flexibility. But the great thing is how you can use this clip launcher as a sort of improvisational tool to testing out some loop ideas and then build them into arrangement that you can pull into the timeline over here. So now that you know the basics of the clip launcher, let's get into some more details now with Bitwig.